Between July 2007 and 2008, there were 160 arrests by state authorities and 39 cases of detention by non-state actors. This is an outrage and unacceptable situation. Locally recruited humanitarian and United Nations personnel are the most vulnerable targets.
I'll begin by warmly acknowledging Ms. Elaine Collette. This is the day that her husband Alec was abducted in 1985. She was on assignment with UNRWA. I have met with Ms. Collette on occasion in recent years while working at UNRWA's office in New York, and I'm struck by her dignity. It is humbling to meet a person with that rare quality. Elaine has suffered an anguish that most of us will never know. UNRWA has lost too many of its colleagues to detention, injury, and death. They have been dedicated to humanitarian service in a region plagued by conflict. In recent years, our organization has accounted for too many of the UN staff killed, detained, or otherwise affected by violence.
But life goes on at a snail's pace, and that entails the day-to-day living of spouse and children. Alec Collette, my husband, was taken on this date in 1985. He was working in an environment where kidnappings were taking place. However, the United Nations flag and its staff were still respected. It was beyond belief that this would happen and his return would not be successful. It is now 24 years later, and the global village knows the drill. Kidnappings, abductions, hostage-takings, rapes, torture, beheadings, murders, car bombings are commonplace and synonymous with terrorist acts. We hear it all on the news. The families left behind live in fear for the safety of their loved ones. This is where we come in. Yes, all of us. We have to pray, not only for the safe return of our loved ones, but that the hostage takers should show compassion and release them. Our loved ones are not theirs to take, maim, or execute. Perhaps the safety in host countries would be stepped up. It seems the United Nations presence still carries some weight. But we must try a little harder to make a difference, to get back on track, to help the families and each other survive, while waiting for the loved one's return. At least you would have tried to make a difference.